Rick and frickin' Morty. Hold on. Because of the new child law, I have to say fuck 5 times in the beginning so that everyone knows this isn't for children. Fuck.
Fuck.
All right. I love how it's the opposite, bro. Like, it used to be like, don't swear. We'll have a video on that, too.
Fuck this stupid law.
Disclaimer, this video is not for kids.
I think we covered that, buddy.
Hey, kids. Go fuck yourself. All right.
Hey, kids. Do you like violence?
Hey, kids. Do you like ruining the internet?
Oof.
It's not your fault, kids. It's just governments using you as a scapegoat in order to protect their corporate interests. But we'll get into it later. Rick and Morty.
Kids, it's not your fault. It's your parents' fault for making you.
It's true. Like, what would they do if we all just refused to fuck? Answer. They'd probably mandate that we fuck. Because you can't perpetuate capitalism without new humans to buy your shit and put into indentured servitude.
And what's great about that is that political stuff actually goes into Rick and Morty, so that's cool.
I don't know if these 2 episodes are very political, though. You have Death Crystal and the perfect shitting place.
Rick got
Death
killed by
Crystal
Fascist.
and a hell of an Akira reference at the end.
Oh, yes. Well, okay, let's start. You want to start with the Death Crystal episode?
Yes.
My personal favorite of the 2 so far. I like them both, but my God. What a way to kick it off.
Yeah, so, fucking Rick died, Phoenixed himself back to life.
They brought back the Phoenix program. Thurman, you better tell me you remembered that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bro,
100%.
because he destroyed his own. That's so genius. Like, that immediately, because here's the thing, right? Like, season 3 of Rick and Morty was all right. It was probably the weakest season, with the exception of that one episode. But, like, this immediately brought me back, because this is, like, that high-level, like, quote-unquote, you have to have a lot of intelligence to understand Rick and Morty style content that I love. Where it's like, think about the levels of bullshit going on in this episode. And I say bullshit in the best way possible, okay? You have a previously foreshadowed thing that is him cloning himself in order to be immortal, that he destroyed in a previous episode, that is now routed through alternate universes, and said alternate universes are now either fascist or shrimp or both. What? Goddamn, I love Rick and Morty.
A fucking fascist shrimp, though.
What about fascist teddy bear, Rick?
Oh, I can't help it. It's so fucking cute.
See, I want you both
Sarah's merch for this episode before this episode fucking aired, by the way.
Adult Swim knows where it's at, bro. I need Teddy Rick, and I need Death Crystal Morty. And where's Shrimp Rick? Okay.
Don't worry, it'll be a pop ride,
Can you imagine if they sold a Teddy Bear Rick with like a little Nazi armband?
While these 2 are gushing about that, I'm going to analyze these 2 episodes.
Bro, are you sitting like L right now? Tell me you're sitting like L and like fucking doing the hit or miss thing with your fingers on your face.
I just have to say, like, these 2 episodes, man, it's just a breath of fresh air. I'm going to be honest. After rewatching the last episode of Rick and Morty of season 3, the episode was not the best. Like, rewatching it.
No, season 3, they were not on their top game, for sure. They needed some time.
It feels like Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland were just like, you know what? This is gonna be our part 7 of JoJo right now. Season 4 of Rick and Morty is gonna be like JoJo part 7, the magnum opus, right? Because these first episodes were fucking amazing. Like episode 2, like that ending. God!
We are going in sequential ass order, bitch. Death Crystal first.
Fuck you.
Nah. Fuck you, Thurman. Fuck you. Overruled. Vetoed. There's a 2-to-1 fucking vote here. Nah, fam. We're going into the hero shit. What the fuck?
This is not how we do here.
Lost 40 and the fucking tree. What the fuck, man?
No, we're talking about Death Crystal first, Thurman. So, I want to talk about. I also wanted to say, like, I've mentioned this before, but like getting into politics helps you understand so many jokes, and like I don't know if either of you 2 found this funny since you're not as into politics, but there's a joke where they're asking if like they're like, oh yeah, you're fascist too, right? And he's just like, yes, and he's like, that yes sounded pretty liberal. And that's such a good joke because again, basically, like, liberals to people that are on one extreme or the other of politics are, like, the number one enemy. It's like a centrist, right? So someone that, like, doesn't stand for anything, they just want, like, very minuscule change. So, like, a fascist, for example, like someone who's very far right is someone who's like, oh, we got to kill anyone that's different than us, or physically boot them out of our country at the very least. And someone, that would be a liberal to a fascist is someone that's like a normal racist. Like my dad, who's like, listen, I hate them, but we don't got to kill them. And then be like, okay, liberal. That's just fucking funny. I love that joke.
Oh my God. So how many fascist countries were there? Or fascist universes, I should say.
Teddy bear
here.
fascist, shrimp fascist.
Wasp?
And the normal fascist, obviously.
Jesus Christ.
Just 3.
Oh my God, that's so good. Let's see here. I like the concept of the death crystal. There's a scene that I really like where it's such clever concepts. Like they see all the possible deaths, right? And then like I love the way that he's using it, which I saw this and I was like, this is such a clever thing. I could see this in like a battle manga or something. Like he's sitting there and he's like, oh, best part about these things is it helps you know when they're reloading, right? So he's like, certain death, uncertain death. Like that's so clever. I love that.
Oh man.
So the comedy in it is just so good too. I mean, it's just like it really felt like on point. Every joke had a good execution and delivery, and like just at the start, I just have to say, like, seeing Jerry back in the house pisses me off. I hate Jerry, one of my most hated characters.
You realize
I
he's
don't care.
supposed to be
I
hate
hate
that. You're so dumb. Like
I hate him.
oh my God, you're so dumb. You realize like he doesn't understand how like writing structure works. Like he's literally like, ew, it's so cringe, Thurman. Like you have to have a scapegoat character, someone who's hated. Like it's just like you hate Magma and Dr. Stone, but he's there so that when he gets shit on, it's someone to be like, ha, fuck you. Like if you love every single character in a show, it's no fun. You gotta have someone that you hate.
Oof. Imagine thinking a show is bad because you can't hate every character in a show. Can't be me.
David, you feel me?
Okay, so
You feel me on Jerry's purpose, David?
Jerry's fucking just the foil here, really. He's there for people to hate, but also to fucking be relatable too, because he's the normal one.
I don't relate to that nigga at all.
He is the normal person in this entire scenario.
Thurman's role in this channel is the one that doesn't think like deeply into how narratives work. He just watches the show at face value.
Watching it for the memes.
Red's that one person who's just like thinks he's like super smart than everyone else because he
I'm
understands.
the person that
like,
picks shit apart
like
so much that I end up not even enjoying it, and then I have to like go to therapy and be like, where did I go wrong? When did I start overthinking life and stop enjoying everything that makes me happy?
I mean, you're not wrong there. You overanalyze everything to a fucking detriment that you have a fucking 500,000 view video of overanalyzing Hisoka.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right though, Thurman. If you let's go deep psychological Red time. No, one of the reasons why I shit on you so much, Thurman, is because I'm secretly jealous of you and your ability to think so simply at things.
Well, yeah, life is easier. We don't overthink. How to put your underwear on in the morning.
Can we like? I really want to like give us all like our D&D like alignments. Like, what would we be?
I'm chaotic neutral.
No, I'm chaotic neutral.
Everyone wants to be chaotic neutral. Okay, you guys are so cringe. Like, fucking, we live in a society Joker over here.
I'm chaotic. I'll be chaotic good. I like that.
I don't think you're that. Anyone that says they're chaotic is not chaotic.
Oof. Anyone who says someone's not chaotic.
No. Anyone who, if anyone who's like it's, for example, if someone puts like, oh, I'm a wacky guy in their dating profile, you could bet their ass they're the least wacky guy in the world. Okay.
Yo, this man is coming after all you thirst-trapped Tinder bitches and niggas. Yo.
Yeah, no. I'm probably like. Definitely not. I'm one of the goods, I would assume. I don't know which one though.
You would be lawful
Hell
good.
no,
You're
I'm not. Lawful means you follow. No, wait.
Ass basic bitch.
That's so untrue. Lawful means you follow the like. You realize lawful means you just assume that what is immediately correct. So that would mean that like oh, like that would mean I don't like criticize any laws. Like if a law exists, therefore it's right.
Oh, well, you're lawful evil then.
No, I don't know. God damn it. We strayed off of Rick and Morty, but like, no, I'm definitely not lawful good because I want to change the laws. I want to do it within a system where anyway, Jesus Christ. Ugh, let's move on to Rick and Morty. Any more thoughts on Death? Okay, more Death Crystal. Akira references. Go.
So, what's crazy to me about the Death Crystal is it was just like Rick, Morty. What made me so funny
Every
was just
death
like Morty.
is Rick and only Rick.
So can we talk about how this man literally talked himself out of going to prison because he reminded the judge of his dead husband, and then walked out of the prison, had what's her name come up to him, and he was like, we're
gonna go skinny dipping, and I'm gonna be out of these clothes in like 3 seconds, and I'd like you to come. And he's like, no, I follow the crystal.
Yo,
well, so you know what this is a metaphor, right, Thurman? Like, this is a metaphor for, like, don't try to just live out your life planning out your life. You gotta live in the moment occasionally, because obviously, as we found out in the after credits scene, the whole, like, Jessica, like, being with him at the end was just because she was working for a retirement home.
Yes.
So he basically,
this bitch.
Yeah. So he basically ruined his chance. Like, if he didn't follow the crystal, he had a moment there where Jessica was thirsting over him, right? And if he didn't follow the crystal, he could have gotten laid and maybe even gotten into a relationship with her. But because the crystal, he was too focused on the crystal. He was leading himself to a life where he was basically going to cocoon himself in this Akira blob until he died, and then Jessa would, like, pet him as he died. That'd be his whole life, because he was focusing on this fucking crystal.
Yep. See, Morty, life is tricky like that.
You gotta live it, and I'm talking as someone who overthinks everything and hates it. Life's way better if you just live life day by day.
Live in the fucking moment.
Live it, yeah. Do not overthink things, really. It'll
Do not
kill
cocoon yourself off in an Akira blob.
Now, the other best part of this fucking episode was Hologram Rick and how adorably PC he is. He's like, listen, that's your right, and if you want to do that, I understand. Like, he's so cute until he gets evil at the end. We'll get to that. But, like, I love that, like, it's such an interesting role reversal because normally Rick is, like, such the dom in that relationship. So, like, when he's a hologram, he can't do anything. You know, he's just a hologram. So he can't do shit. So he's got to be, like, overly polite to Morty and, like, kind of, like, beg him, like, please clone your grandpa. It's so funny to see, like, that role reversal where Morty's got all the power and Rick's hologram is just like, okay, Morty, please. So this is great. I loved it.
Okay, my favorite part was the Wasp universe here. Outside of the Akira reference, as in
the wholesome
huge,
Wasp universe,
where they literally fucking eat the babies of Principal Golden.
No, how is that your favorite part? It was just disgusting gore humor.
Like,
he likes gore humor, Red. Don't judge.
No. Like, he finally gets one up out of all the embarrassing shit that the fucking teachers put him through. Like, we're a few more seconds of this, man. Not my fault.
No.
Here we see a universe where he's like, I'm gonna eat the babies. Fuck you.
Yo, that shit was that walk shit was fucking crazy, bro. Like, I was like, oh, ugh. Like, I wasn't grossed out by it, but
Rick
I was
and
like,
Morty
wow,
always
I
does
forgot.
that gross out shit. Don't forget there was an episode where they put a fucking carnival inside of a guy and then, like, blew him up and above the earth. Like,
that wasn't as gross. Like,
it rained
crazy.
blood.
It rained blood and viscera down from the skies.
Mm-hmm. And there was a giant
disgusting.
old man dick over, like, Tennessee or whatever.
To be fair, they're stroking their other dicks anyway.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of other
Gun jokes.
I was a fan of all the anime references. He was like, no more anime things with Morty. No more doing anime things with my grandson.
Yeah.
I love how quickly the crystal became a fucking meth meme too, by the way.
I follow the crystal.
Usually to jail.
But yeah,
Like,
any final thoughts on that episode before we move on to the perfect shitting area?
A great, I would say, so out of season 1, 2, 3, and 4, episode 1, what do you put that one?
Episode 1 of season 1 was the one where he, like, had to go get a thing, shove up the seed up his ass. So that one's okay. Season 2's first episode, I believe, is the one where he has all the alternate, like, timelines, and they're like remember he's like trying to shoot himself, and like the son of a bitch is trying to kill me. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
That one I like a lot. That's up there. So I think, and then season 3's first episode, that one's really, but that one's so good too, because that's like the best episode in season 3. Yeah, that's where he, in one fell swoop, destroys both the Council of Ricks and the government, and it was amazing. So no, I mean, I don't even know, bro. They're all so good. Like, I think that season 3's opening episode is probably
out of all
the best.
the episodes. Yeah, I gotta agree there. Season 3's opening was
that shit went
the
down
best.
in infamy. That was the Szechuan sauce. As much as I hate what that meme became, like that at the moment it was a beautiful thing. That was where we saw like his wife, and like what happened to her. And I know that there's like, is that really what happened? But I mean, come on, there's got to be some truth to it. So
yeah. Unfortunately, the fandom is going to ruin everything that it touches because it's gotten to that part. So
it seems like they're trying really hard to like not make any memeable content. Like, okay, like what are they gonna do? Like go out and fucking find crystals and like get themselves shot or jump off of a cliff? Oh shit.
Well, now Control Chaos caused the meme.
No, not us. We don't have that influence.
You never know, man. One day we might.
All right. So, have you ever had that? Who here's a shy pooper?
Shy pooper? Not me. I wouldn't say.
I'm
like,
ironically more of a shy pisser because it makes more noise. Yeah.
Not even just going to the bathroom. Just going to the bathroom. Like I don't care if I have an audience.
You're from California. You don't have an opinion here.
No, it's true. I mean, I walked in on this man and his dick was just way out, and I was like, all right.
So you guys are just prude in Michigan. That's your fault. Michigan's just prude. Besides Detroit. Apparently.
Yeah, and fucking Los Angeles is a bunch of sluts. Come at me, scrub.
Well, are you slut shaming right now?
No, I'm Los Angeles shaming.
I don't know, Red. That sounded a little bit like slut shaming.
Look at him. He's gonna have to get backtracked. Now Red's canceled next on Twitter.
No, you're calling us prudes. I was just clapping back.
Oh yeah, I know, but
you're prude shaming.
Prude shaming.
Is that a thing? Is that a fucking thing?
What is
I
this
feel
now?
like
you can fucking. What is this? Like the you can't be racist against white people mentality?
You can't be discriminatory against prudes.
Yeah, prude. No one likes prudes. And by the way, calling me a prude, hilarious.
that's the funny part about it.
Yeah,
so
it really is the funny part about it.
I'm the one that like, bro. I've had at-length conversations with Andrew about how fucking like annoying some of his like. I won't say who, but like among like his guardians, we'll say, I could be talking about his parents, I could be talking about his grandma, you never know. One of them, I've had lengthy conversations about how fucking like prudy they are and how like they like how when you're dating someone and like you gotta like secretly have sex because for some reason like that's a taboo even though they've been dating for like fucking 5 years, so like they still have to fucking wait until like there's no one in the house, and I'm just like. Logically speaking, you guys have been dating for 5 years. You're absolutely getting married. Why the fuck can't you just, like, the world should be simpler. You should be able to just be like, yo, we gonna bang real quick. We're getting married in, like, 2 years. So, like, just get over it. Like, trust me, I'm the least prudish motherfucker here.
Oh, my God. Anywho.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, this episode, I'm skipping to the end. Fuck you guys both. Okay, so
this was hold on. Before you skip to the end, this right here was kind of like the like there's a moment like this in every season. This was the part where he's like trying to kill himself in season 2. Like you have to have this moment, right? And in this moment, Rick was finally about to open himself up, let himself make a friend, and then he fucked it up. And I love it. It's so good. So Thurman, I'll let you go first. I don't want to take this moment from you.
The reason why I like it so much because this episode is so simple. Like this is why I love Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland's writing because it's very reminiscent, and this is why like I think like adult writers like Matt Groening, sometimes Seth MacFarlane, whatever, and stuff like that. Why they do this. Why it's so good with the comedy they do is because it comes out of nowhere. Like this whole episode. It's just Rick is like, oh, I'm gonna go fucking take a poop by myself at this amazing toilet. Oh shit, someone literally came and used my toilet. I'm gonna go fucking kill them. And then this guy, through that interaction.
Wait, Thurman. The fact that he was willing to kill over somebody taking a shit in his toilet.
That's what's great about Rick, right? Like he has he has
This
not only hold
motherfucker
on. Not only does he have like unlimited free time, but the world means so little to him that think about how little life must mean to you to have invested this much technology into a toilet. He has a poop computer. Someone on the Rick and Morty Reddit did the fucking specs on it, and it has something like millions of gigabytes of RAM. Like there was like, because it's Linux. He's using Linux. And like someone like looked at the screen, it has like a couple million gigabytes of RAM. This shit computer. He's going from like dimension to dimension. He literally ended a war, a long-standing war between reptiles and robots. He ended that shit just to fucking get one over on this guy that used his toilet. It's just the ultimate pettiness of Rick is beautiful.
Petty. Yo, but like his petty feats keep increasing. Bro.
Yeah,
like,
bro. The respect thread.
This is the same man who was so petty that he wanted to give the devil's fucking shop business. Like, Rick is the pettiest motherfucker.
He literally started that store. Let's not forget, he started that store, ran it for like a day, just long enough to fuck over the devil, and then like said, bored now, and then he gasolined it and burned it down.
Like, this motherfucker is pettier than anybody in my family, and I love it. And my family is some southern petty motherfuckers, okay? They won't speak to me because I defended addicts.
All right, go ahead, Thurman.
The only cartoon character I can see that can rival Rick's pettiness, it's Zim from Invader Zim.
Jesus Christ!
Like the only one. Like, it's a whole battle right here.
That's true, bro. Yo, wait a minute. Can I just bring up one of the best Zim petty moments, please? If you don't know Zim, let me just tell you, okay? There's a whole ass episode where it starts and Dib throws a muffin at Zim's head. You know where I'm going with this, Thurman? Yeah. Okay. I need to fucking lay this down for y'all. Okay, he throws a muffin at Zim's head. And the episode proceeds, and all of a sudden, everything just keeps going right for Dib. Like, he catches Zim. He gets all these awards. His dad finally loves him. He grows up. He goes throughout his whole life until he's like 80, and he's like giving an interview. And he's like, oh man, your life was so successful. You saved the earth. We just have one question for you, Dib. Why'd you throw the muffin at Zim's head? And he's like, what? And then it's revealed that it was all a simulation. Zim captured him, put him in a Matrix-style simulation, lived out his entire life to get him to this one moment where he could be like, yo, why'd you throw the muffin at his head? And then as he's walking out, all dejected from this simulation, mind broken, because he just lived an entire life that wasn't real, Zim fucking lowers this huge-ass cannon, and it looks like he's gonna kill him, and it's like... and then it's just a muffin just hits him in the head. And that's the end of the episode.
Well, can we also talk about that Zim got so upset that Dim splashed him with water.
Yeah, bro! That episode!
A gigantic water balloon.
Was it like all the water from like the oceans in the world?
I think so. He flooded the
sucked
entire
up like lakes and shit. Yeah.
He flooded the entire
he flooded the fucking like state.
Future Chaos battle, Rick versus Zim.
Battle of the Petty. I'm sorry. But spite. Rick wins spite.
Yeah, I mean, this motherfucker has, like, microscopic bacteria that kills people on
fucking... Oh, yeah, Season 3, someone tried to touch him and they just fell dead. He was like, death, instant.
Yeah, sorry, I love me some Zim, but Rick spites.
I don't think Rick can be beaten. I think Goku would lose to Rick, I'll be honest.
That's another story.
Wait. I want to shitpost Chaos Battle. Rick Sanchez versus Son Goku.
We're talking Ultra Instinct Goku, like fully powered.
And he just touches Rick.
I'm just ready for like the Dragon Ball Z fans.
I mean, you could say that the Saiyans wouldn't be affected by his bacteria or whatever, but here's the problem. We have seen you cannot kill Rick. He literally, he died in an unexpected way in that first episode, and even though he destroyed his clone program, it got rerouted to an alternate universe where he could then just get a portal gun and come right back. This man is literally unkillable.
Thank you. Now let's go destroy the Dragon Ball fandom with Rick.
The only thing that could, I don't know if you've heard this before, but in the DVD commentary, you know that scene where he's about to kill himself or whatever?
Yeah.
Dan Harmon said that, like, in that scene, the, like, drink that he takes before he's about to kill himself was, his headcanon anyway, was that if he were to drink that, it would, like, align all of the alternate reality Ricks and kill them at the same time. So, like, he literally wanted to die there.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, I suppose the only way that Rick would ever die is if Rick wanted to die. You know, he could make it happen, I imagine.
Well, I mean, the man is genius level intellect.
Yeah.
Which is why you have to have an insane IQ to understand it. But like the pettiness of Rick just continues to grow. I wonder how far we'll go from here. The fact that he's willing to end wars, you know, fucking do all this insane shit just because somebody took a shit in his toilet.
Oh yeah.
How much farther can he take his pettiness?
But like,
so what's great about that too is that it was so basic, right? And I love the guy too. The character, the alien, that guy was actually fucking incredible.
He
right?
was
Because
like outdoing Rick, bro. Like his ambivalence towards the entire situation outmatched Rick's pettiness. He was just so like whatever. Even when he was like, "All right, where do you want to die?" He's like, "Is conference room 3 available?" Like this man had a death wish and he didn't care.
Yeah, like I think Rick kind of respected him just simply on that one statement.
Well, they had a fucking moment where he was like, you know, we like the same things. We both just want to shit in a beautiful area. And then, like, he was opening up to him. He came to give him, like, that was what was so sad about the end part, right? And to delve more into that, like, that was, like, the big moment where, like, he had this prank going on. Like, look at you, the king of shit, you know, king of shit in the big universe or whatever. And, like, that was 100% reflection. He was saying all that to him, but all of that was absolutely himself insulting himself. That was the negative thoughts that Rick has about himself.
Yeah. Like, Rick is literally the most depressed human being on the fucking planet here. Like, he has seen everything to the point where it means absolutely nothing. There's nothing more for him to experience at this point. That's why he lives kind of through Morty, through Summer, through Beth, and even for some strange reason through fucking Jerry.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, and that's to bring up, like, Rick literally is Doctor Who if Doctor Who just lost all, like, grip on reality, right? Like, if the Doctor from Doctor Who just decided to stop caring, he'd become Rick. Because, like, to quote one of the showrunners of Doctor Who, the Doctor has seen all this shit before. He can look at, like, a thing in space and he can tell you everything about that thing. When it began, when it ends, how many atoms are in it. He knows it back and forth, but the only way that he's able to still have fun and be amazed by it is to bring along other people and see their reactions. He lives vicariously through the reactions of his companions. Rick does the same with Morty. You know, he would be bored out of his mind if it wasn't for Morty. You know, and I think that as we go through this series, Morty I think is going to get more and more callous, as we've seen him do, as we saw him do in the first episode, where he just was brutally killing everyone. Like, Jesus Christ, the gun where they just like fucking stabilized the DNA, like, it was brutal, and he's just numb to it all. So, like, what happens when both Rick and Morty are numb? Do they both go so numb that nothing can stop them and they become, like, nigh unstoppable gods? Because we've seen this. Morty was a nigh unstoppable god in that episode. What happens if there's no one to stop, you know, Rick doesn't stop Morty, Morty doesn't stop Rick? They could just fucking wipe out the whole multiverse if they wanted to.
I mean, I'm shocked with the comics, I'm shocked we haven't got that yet. Like,
well, they can't bust that blue balls yet.
Well, I mean, they've went so far with, like, D&D spinoffs. They've done all this wacky bullshit. I'm shocked we haven't seen a universe where Rick and Morty have kind of, you know, just taken over the world. And, like, we know that Rick has the technology to basically end reality at this point. So
I think the reason why that doesn't happen is because at the end of the day, they're still human and they still have worldly pleasures. And I think,
and also we know that. Remember, don't forget, Rick has that innate fear of death. We saw that in the season 2, episode 1. Like, he's like, I don't care about dying, and then when he thinks he's dying, he starts praying to God that he doesn't believe in. Yeah, but anyway, finish, Thurman.
Yeah, so it's these two characters are characters that have the power to do so. But here's the thing, right? I feel like power is meaning, like, to Rick and Morty, like, I feel like power is meaningless if you don't have anyone to show it off to. There's nothing to brag about with power, right? Because Morty has no reasons really to want to destroy the multiverse, because he still has his human emotions, human sympathy. Like, he still has faith that his parents, you know, will get back together. He still has love for his sister, right? Like, he hasn't fully, like, left the shell of, I hate everything, I was going to fucking destroy everything. Like, and Rick still has that same thing, right? We see it in this episode. Rick and why I love the alien so much is that the alien kind of picked Rick's brain. He was someone he was someone that Rick needed. They say that in order for your best friend should be someone who has complete opposites personalities in you, and this guy technically was that.
Oh, me and you, Thurman.
Yeah, he challenged Rick in a way to where he was like. Rick, he was bold. He was like, Rick, I know you're not going to kill me because you need someone like me in your life. You need someone like me who's going to stand up to you, who's going to say no, you don't need this, you need this. You need someone who's going to kind of put force on you in a way for a positive change, right? And Rick knew that. That's why Rick was trying to kill him. And it's more evident in the fact that this man, this Rick literally got so petty enough to where he was going to sabotage his own toilet and then give this guy chocolates to where he had to take a shit and have him go through the entirety of the thing. I guarantee people thought oh shit, he was sabotaging the toilet to where if he sits on it, he was gonna kill him. That's what I thought when he was first putting the whole hologram.
Me too. I think
I thought that was like a booby trap to where if you sit on the toilet, you're gonna die. Right, so when he found out the character was gonna die and Rick was sat down on the toilet, I was like, "Oh shit, is Rick actually gonna kill himself?" But it was just like a fucking embarrassment hologram, that.
Which proved that I think my personal take on it is he was ready to become friends with this guy. He was just gonna prank him, you know?
Yeah, and that's great because we see him finally accept that, and when the friend finally dies, it's like, oh shit, Rick is like, fuck. Another friendship that I could have had if I wasn't so fucking, because we all have those anxiety, all those moments where like, damn, if I didn't have this whole personality, or if I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I probably could still have these friends that I have, or I probably could have been friends with that person, we all have those moments. We all have those memories of where shit, if I had did this instead of this, if I had changed myself in this way, I wouldn't have, lost that friend, or maybe regress to where shit, I should have been friends with that person. And Rick kind of had that, and him dying was wow, that episode turned for time for the worst. And that's why it's Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon's writing is so good.
Yeah,
and it's just
one last thing I wanted to say too is that and I should have said this at the beginning, but the when Summer is he has a secret pooping place, did anyone else think that was just gonna be a one-off joke? I thought that was just a one-off joke, and then the episode became about that. That blew my mind. I thought that the secret pooping place was just that's funny. It's Rick, even though he's this crazy, wacky, mad scientist, he still has a shy pooper. But then the episode became about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just oh, that's just a random fucking one-liner that we got in this episode, and then.
And we haven't even talked about the fucking. Would you like to develop an app? So let's probably talk about that real quick.
Yeah, so that favorite part about that is Morty just roasting Jerry.
Oh yeah, the favorite part is when Morty he's so aware. He's like, listen, we know what this is. It's some bullshit that Rick was too lazy to explain, so he was purposely vague about it, and you're gonna fuck it up so good.
Oh my god, when they were in the jail, Morty was just like, Dad, his entire day
or something.
Yeah, oh my god, I was like, yes, Morty, fucking roast this man, yes.
This is some shit I would do if I had to put up with my dad for more than 20 minutes a day.
Oh yes, Morty. You know how much happy that made me when he fucking roasted Jerry like that. Jerry was just like, oh, that's all, isn't it? He was like, yeah, please don't fuck up any more of the day, more than you already have. I was just like, yes, my boy is savage. Yes. It's funny too because it's just I don't know about you guys, but I 100% believe that that's a clone. 100%. I believe that's still a clone.
I mean, that's kind of been foreshadowed for a while now. There is the possibility that she's a clone, or she's one of the dream people from where we had Mr. Poopy Butthole. So it's always a possibility.
Right, and that's probably something that they're just gonna keep there until season 8, and then they'll be like, "Lol, here it is."
Here it is. Beth is, Rick has transported Beth into the prison to serve his sentence or some shit. You want to know the most depressing part of being a part of this fandom right now, at least on social media, is this episode is getting ripped apart by fans, especially on Facebook.
Why?
Because it's too stupid. It's too simple.
They're dumb.
Are you fucking kidding me? Not every episode has to be this grandiose bullshit of a fucking plot. Every season has this one episode that's just like, happy field time, or just wacky, scenario 77. Not everything has to be this. I can overanalyze this to the fucking nth degree.
Yeah, this is the same show with fucking, interdimensional cable. Like, come on now. That's dumb.
Right. I'm just looking through the comments of some of these posts.
I don't care. Why give the fucking
they
toxic
fucked it up again.
Hold on. Why give the toxic comments the light of day? Who cares? Fuck them. You just want something to fucking rant about. There's really no reason. Fuck them. I don't even want to talk about them.
So, here is the wrap up to where we kind of, go to like, and we're doing this weekly now, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
And we might just bundle episodes up like we did here, but I would like to, continue this weekly. But
yeah, this was fun.
This is a show you really, really can't predict what it's going to do next.
Mm-hmm. And what's going to be like the big moment, because there's always a big plot moment, like obviously the one where we got like Evil Morty reveal last season, like what's going to be the big plot moment? There almost always is one, where's that going to come in?
Are we going to get that at the mid-season finale at episode 5 where they take the break, or are we actually going to have to wait the entire season?
When are we going to get Phoenix Person back?
Oh yeah, we still haven't got Phoenix Person. We still haven't seen what's her Tammy. We still haven't seen, what became of.
Yeah, I want to know like the remains of like the galactic, like the government, right? Like what are they up to? Like anything that's left after he collapsed their economy. Like how are they doing?
Yeah, because that's obviously going to be something moving forward. We're not just going to have all this and then dump it. We have to have some kind of conclusion there. We could see like the entire Galactic Federation just fucking dying on the streets, impoverished, enslaved by Mortys and Ricks. Maybe we could,
bro, like like alternate dimension, Mortys and Ricks just come in just to like fuck with them. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's Rick and Morty. Anything is a possibility.
Also, I was gonna say too, like, if I was talking earlier about how like if Morty eventually gets like so jaded that like he's numb to it all, it's very possible, and it's also very possible that he's already done this. But like, if his Morty ever got too jaded, he could easily just switch it out with a fresh Morty. Like
I mean, he does have the coupon.
Oh yeah, well, not even just that. Like, old Yeller his Morty and go steal another Morty. Like, it's so like honestly, like I was gonna talk about how like. I was gonna say it's a plot hole because eventually, after enough adventuring, Morty would get numb to it. But no, Rick could if the one thing keeping Rick together is Morty's humanness, Morty's reactions reminding him about what's so amazing in life, then he could easily just keep switching out Mortys every time he needs to. That could be like
kind of like the Doctor does Companions.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that could actually see that being a great reference. Actually, like, oh, you're just companion number 47, Morty number 47. And like, it'd be really interesting because I have a funny feeling that evil Morty is going to end up being a Morty that just finally finds out how fucked over he's been by Rick this whole time.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think that there's going to be a big reveal where Rick's like, yeah, no, I've murdered like 3,000 Mortys, and like you're just the next one in line or something. You know what I mean? Like it could something like that, and then like he would start the Morty revolution and yada yada.
Yeah, we could definitely go that route, and the show does have the habit of going very, very, very fucking dark.
Yes.
So it could happen. It could be like, oh, that wall of Mortys, that wasn't the other Rick, that was really me. These are all my former companions.
Yeah. Final thoughts, everybody.
Great 2 episodes, man. Seriously, like I'm really happy it's back.
3 more episodes, so you gotta wait a couple more months.
I was scared that the series would do a quality dip, but it hasn't all. I would argue it got a quality boost.
Oh
actually.
Yeah, no, it was season 1 was good. Season 2 got better. Season 3 went back down to just good, and then this one's like season 2 or above quality for sure.
Oh, 100%. So that's all I have. You guys final thoughts?
David?
Just I can't wait to see where we go to next week. Right now I'm hoping that we keep this quality, and the community doesn't, implode during the little break. Given the circumstances here,
Rick
I'm
and Morty
hoping
community goes 5 minutes without doing a cringy meme. I'm so proud of this community.
Yeah, it's sad that is an actual thing.
That's the standards.
You know, Rick and Morty community went a day without uploading to TikTok.
Or making, national news.
I want Szechuan sauce. I want Szechuan sauce.
I will never forget when I was in line for Szechuan sauce at my local McDonald's, and like some fucking old woman was like, "What is wrong with you people?"
It's just sauce.
Because there was a line like wrapped, like people that were people that were just at McDonald's, just normally were like people were like, "What the fuck?" It was like it was just a local Sparta McDonald's, and they literally, that was like the first run where they only had like, remember, like each store had like 11 packets or something. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
And there was a line
Chef
like
Mike
wrapped
to the
around
rescue.
the store. So dumb.
And with that, peace.
Yes, peace.